Jamie and everyone who's on my channel. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Tracy Lee and I recently started this YouTube channel. It's not the end goal, but we'll get to that another time. Right now I share parts of my life and experiences and we hope that it resonates with you and that it fills your cup just a little bit. So today's episode we are talking about offering grace and just being slow to react. So have you guys ever been in a situation where you judge a situation? So if you see someone parking in double lane or someone driving slow, you just like irked. You're like, why is this person driving so slow in front of me? Or you're looking for parking, like this person parks so skew, I can't fit into this parking lot, right? Okay, so this morning we are running late for work and not for work, it's Sunday. So this morning my brother offers to drive us to church and I have a mom car. So he's told me on multiple occasions that he's not too comfortable driving it, but he does anyway. So this morning we drive into church and sorry guys, just being a bit softer. My little one is napping and I'm cooking. So in between I'm like, let's record a video. So anyway, we are on our way to church now and he's driving. So I tell him, look, because we're late, just park in the first parking lot. It's not our normal parking bay. So he pulls in and he drives around and he can't find our parking. So I'm like, oh my word, Murphy's Law. Why are we pulling me? I'm like, just leave and go to the normal parking space. So as we leave, he obviously needs to stop because there's people crossing, but he stops too slow. And then he moves a bit forward and this lady, like an elderly lady, stops and his windows roll down. And she's like, you are so rude. And he's like, I'm so sorry. But before she said that, he's like, I'm so sorry, because he reaches the stop, but he stops slowly. Does that make sense? So as we reach, he's like, stop. He's like, I'm so sorry. And she proceeds to say, you are so rude. And I'm like, bruh, this man literally said sorry, but my window's now rolled up. And this is all happening fast. So as he turns, now he takes my car and he goes over the curb. And I was like, oh my word, I'm so sorry. I'm like, bruh, it's okay. Just get to the parking bay. We're already running late for church. Just be calm. And as we're driving, he's like, I told you I like driving your car. I'm never going to drive your car again. And I can see that he's feeling like really bad, as any human does when you've been told, you know, something unkind or unexpected. So he parks, we go to church, everything's fine. We come home and I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to go wash the car. It's a good day. So he has to drive with me to the car wash so that we can leave the car there. So we get to the car wash and it's really full. So one of the tenants are like, please, can you park in a different lane? The bay is full. And I'm like, not a problem. So he tells me where to park. So I park my car and I leave it and I proceed to my brother telling the game plan. As I walk back, there's this elderly couple sitting in their car. They both know out the window. This is not a parking. Why would you park here? We can't get in. And I'm like, not a problem. I was told to park here. I'm actually waiting to go to the car wash. And I was told. So if you have an issue, then please take it up with the attendants. Got in the car. I was pretty chuffed myself. I'm not going to lie. Because this morning's incident, I didn't have a comeback. Not that you want comebacks, but I'm only human. And in church, I did say a prayer about it. And I was like, you know, you don't want to react to everything. But you also want to be graceful in your answers. Because you don't want people to just say things to you and then you don't react because you're like, I'm trying to be a Christian, which you're all trying to be. Granted. And then I just got in my car and he just nodded. And so then I sit in my car and I messaged my husband. I'm like, oh my word, you know, you won't believe what just happened now. And then I thought, how many times do we judge a situation? And firstly, it annoys us, you know. I tell him what happened. And then I realized, like, how many times do we jump to judgment at every little inconvenience that, like, irks us? And yes, people do things to, you know, be convenient to them, granted. But does every little thing have to irk us, you know? Now I'm sitting there and, okay, now obviously it's Sunday. Now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking of where Joyce Meyer is. And I'm like, you know, literally every time she has a sermon, she'll say, you know, start the day and tell yourself, I expect something good to happen to me today. It's just a change of shift in energy. And the other thing she says, always expect people to have good intentions. Don't assume people are out with ill intentions. So it made me think, like, you know, when you're driving behind someone and you're like, this person is driving so slow, and as you overtake, you can see maybe it's a mom and it's a baby, and you're like, oh my word, this mom's driving slow because they're protecting their baby. Or you're in a line and the line's moving very slow and there's maybe 3 trainers and you're like, to date of all days they have now trained the staff. But we're so quick to be to voice our opinions when we're inconvenienced, and you don't know what that person is doing or going through. You know, like, if that woman had just stopped for a moment after my brother had apologized and just said, okay, you know what, whatever, or said nothing, he wouldn't have now bumped the curb or, you know, felt bad. But he did apologize. Why go the extra route to not tell someone how you feel? And not knowing, again, it's not her a problem, of course, but not knowing that he was already dying and was helping me and he's trying to drive the car. But it's just unnecessary, you know? And I'm like, I don't want to be that. When I saw my brother's action, I'm like, I don't ever want to make someone feel that way when it's for something so innocent, you know? I never want to go through life and just express my opinion and then someone's now like, you know, in shock or nervous because I never offered them grace. Seeing my brother feel that way, and he's in varsity, so he's still like a baby for me. Still my baby brother. And I know, again, things I come here and I say to you guys, it's not new. I know we live in a world where we always say be kind because you never know what the person is going through, but it's so true. It's so true. You never know what that person's day was like or what that person's going through, or the fact that the person's slow because it's their first job, or they're trying to provide for the family, or the mom's driving slow to protect, you know, the human in the car. And I just felt the Spirit remind me today as I sat there after this elderly couple now told me how they feel about my parking. I was like, yo, I really don't want to be that person, you know. And also, let me be slow to judge. Let me assume that if someone's double parking, they had to rush for something. They had to rush to get medication, or it was a learner driver, you know, trying their best. I don't know, but just assume the best, you know. And then I think today I just felt the need to let go of like the control, you know, that if we go to Spa, we assume there's going to be no line. Or if I go to the, you know, to go and park my car, I must now get a parking lot that's perfect for me. You know, it just, that feeling, I'm like, I don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to have that need, you know. And offering someone grace doesn't mean we're making excuses every time there's an inconvenience, or they're excusing people's bad behavior. I think it's just letting go of the need to control and verbalize it all the time, you know, because it's not always necessary. And the most powerful thing to do, like this morning, we never said anything to the lady. Obviously we were overwhelmed, but we felt bad for a moment. My brother did, and I felt bad for him, but then we moved on with our day. And even today I wasn't rude. I didn't it's the first time I actually responded, so I was kind of chuffed with myself. I'm like, oh my word, where did they come from? But in church I did pray, because I was telling God, like, we don't often speak back, you know, when people say something. I think normally when people say something to us, we just brush it off or just like leave them, right? And in that moment I felt like I responded well and gracefully, and I was kind of chuffed. But then I was also thinking, like, you know, imagine you came today to the parking station to come and fill your tank, and you now find the need. By the way, they were already now parked. So I'm like, you find the need to speak for the nations now to tell me, like, I need to park properly. I'm like, bro, no, this cannot be, and I don't want to be that person. Just being on both sides today was so weird. I was on both sides, seeing my brother receive energy for something that was so innocent, and just how I knew the morning started, and then being on the other side where I was told to park somewhere, and someone was just like finding the need to tell me, you know. And I was like, either way, I don't want to be someone to assume that people are doing things for the convenience, and I don't want to be someone to assume that people are doing things on purpose, like my brother now just passing over. And then I thought, okay, there's something I should share. And then also it just resonated with me, or just came to me, that next time I'm in a situation, I'd like to offer someone grace, more grace, more grace, more grace. No harm in that. And if I'm inconvenienced, again, of the situation, grace, and just be slow. Just be slow to judge, or be slow to react. Again, you don't make excuses. If there's a situation and it does call for it, like, you know, by all means, be graceful in the way that you speak. But yeah, that is all for today that I wanted to share what happened to us. So have a great week, and if you can, whoever leaves your presence, you know, let them leave feeling as though their cup was filled, and, you know, that energy of like, oh my word, whoever that was, that person was so nice. My oldest will always be in a situation, and where someone offers a kindness, she does it all the time, and she'll be like, Mom, that person was so very nice. Even if the person's like doing something they should do, but maybe just with, you know, some extra kindness or sweetness to it, you know, or friendliness. And she'll be like, that was very kind, Mom, or that person was very nice, because she picks it up, because she obviously extends that most of the time, if not all the time. So yeah, just offer people grace, be kind, and assume the best in people until they're not. But let's just go with the first part. Have a lovely week, everyone.